Hello everyone. So this video is continuation of case study to Linux system from module 5. So here we will see memory management and input output management, file management in Linux operating system. So in memory management of Linux operating system, it is similar to Unix operating system, where Linux physical memory management system deals with allocating freeing pages, group of pages and small blocks of memory. Like Unix, the memory management is divided into pages and that paging concept is implemented. In additional mechanism of handling virtual memory and memory mapping scheme is introduced. So here memory management will deal with two types of management. One is physical memory and virtual memory. So this physical memory is split into different zones and these zones are of 80 into 86 specification architecture. So zone like three zones. First zone is zone DMA, where it is less than 16 MB, and zone normal from 16 to 896 MB, and zone high memory. High memory is of more than 896 MB. So in physical memory management we have page allocator. Based on demand paging, page allocator will work. This allocator use buddy heap algorithm. In buddy heap algorithm, whenever whenever a memory to be allocated, this page will pair up with adjacent partner. Like if you have a file, then that number of pages will be considered as adjacent partner and will be paired. Whenever two allocated partner regions both freed up, then combine to the free memory with large region. If a small memory request can't be satisfied by allocating an existing small free region, then a large free region will be subdivided into two divisions and to satisfy its request. Memory allocation in Linux kernel occurs that statistically drivers reserves a contiguous memory and dynamically via page allocation. So contiguous memory allocation and page allocation both will be working. Also uses slab allocator for kernel memory. So this is how slab allocator works. So kernel has three objects, then it will be stored in a cache, which is a temporary memory, and this cache will have contiguous memory allocations. And in the physical contiguous pages, these contiguous places are divided into slabs. Based on these slabs, the kernel object is used to store the data and access it. So next one is virtual memory. Virtual system is used for maintenance of address space visible for each process. Creates a page of virtual memory on demand and loads these pages on the disk and swap them back out to the disk as requested. So virtual memory maintains two separate views of a process, logical view and physical view. In the logical view, the layout address space is continuous. In the physical view, address space which is stored in the hardware page table are will give for the process. So next, lifetime of virtual memory space is divided into under two situations. One is with the help of execution, second one with the help of creation of process. When a process runs a new program with execution system called virtual address space lifetime depends on execution time. If a process creates new process with the help of system call, then virtual address space remains till the child process executes its processing. Virtual memory, in the virtual memory, swapping and paging is done like our demand paging and swapping method. In the same method is implemented in Linux system as well. Virtual memory reallocate pages of memory from physical memory out of disk when the memory is needed. Based on demand paging, paging refers to the movement of individual pages from virtual memory between physical memory to disk and disk to physical memory. Paging system is divided into two sectors: page to write out the disk and page from writing those pages. Paging mechanism carries out transfer and page data block into physical memory when they are needed again. So The same paging method is used whenever there is a demand of page to be copied to the main memory for execution. Page is copied from hard disk to main memory. Whenever a page is not required and another page has to be copied to the main memory, then this page is transferred back to the secondary storage device. Next one is file system. So to the user, Linux file system appears hierarchical directory tree like Unix semantics. So here we have many objects for a file system. Inode object structure represents individual files. File objects represents open file. Superblock object represents entire file system. D-entry object represent individual directory entries. So inode objects will be having structure of all the individual file. File object represents, means inode object will have the name list of all the files, like names of all the files as well as pointers for all the files. Open like file object will have pointers and name of files which are open and their pointer. Superblock will have entire file system representation. D-entry objects will have individual directory entry and its pointers. So Linux ext3 file system is a extended version of Linux extfs and ext2. Use mechanism similar to the BSD fast file system and locating data blocks belonging to specific files. Work underway of ext4 adding features like extends. These other file system chooses Linux dictionary. Next one is input and output. Input and output of Linux system is also similar to Unix, where data is cached in a page, and this undefined virtual memory system, metadata is cached in buffer cache, where a separate cache indexed by physical disk block. So Linux splits all devices into three classes: block device, character device and network device. Block device allows random access to complete independent fixed size blocks of data. Character device includes most other devices. They don't need to support the functionalities of regular files. Network device interfaced via kernel networking subsystem. Inter-process communication is done with the help of signals. So Linux operating system, each process communicates between other process with the help of signals, and the limited number of signals, and they cannot carry information. Only the fact that signal occurs is available to the process. Linux kernel does not use signals to communicate with process which are running with kernel mode. Rather, communication within the kernel is accomplished via scheduling states and wait queue structure. So scheduling state and wait queue structure is used to communicate between the process or between the kernels in Linux operating system. Also implementation of vUnix semaphores. So process can write a signal like what we have seen in semaphores from module 3. Semaphores is like creating a semaphores bit, like semaphores data bit. Based on that data bit, communication between inter-process happens and they share data. Next, passing data between processing. Pipe is a mechanism used to pass a data or to communicate between parent process and child process. Whenever child process need to inherit the data from parent, then pipe mechanism is used to write the data to the child process, and pipe can also read the data from other. Shared memory offers external fast way communication. Using the shared memory, 2 or 3 processes can read and write the shared memory data based on the data mapped into the address regions or address spaces of the process. That address spaces will be shared by other process, and that data can be communicated based on shared memory mechanism. To obtain synchronization, however, shared memory must be used conjunction with another inter-process communication.